the day after Easter morning coffee and chat. Monday, April 10th. Easter Day observed that no one's observing. What are we calling it? Our courthouses are closed. Our major stores are closed. Um, Stuff like that. But the kids are in school. I don't know. Whatever. But good morning anyway. Hope you guys are doing great. Hope you had an amazing Easter with your families or friends or whatever. Um, as you can tell by the photo for this morning's stream, I'm bloated. Wound up having more people show up than we thought was going to show up, and there was just so much bloody food. It was amazing. It was amazing. My wife took a recipe off the platform here, made crock pot southern barbecue chicken, and the Southern Clairvoyance channel. She did it last week. Everybody loved it. We had two great big pans of green bean casserole. Good morning, Kristen. Hope you're doing well this morning, dear. Hope you had a nice Easter. If you celebrate Easter, I know some people don't. But wow. Good morning, Tony. Hope you had a good weekend, bud. But yeah, two big pans of green bean casserole, great big pan of sweet potatoes. We had rolls. We had somebody brought over cake. I mean, it was just, my God. There was so much food yesterday. We had to send pans, complete pans, home that didn't even get touched because the other pans were not even half used up. We had to send complete pans home with Steph's son and his fiance and the baby. Morning, fishing. Good to see you, bud. Hope you're doing well this morning. Nice phone call yesterday, or was it yesterday? Day before yesterday. Day before yesterday. Day before yesterday. Um, it's nice getting those just phone calls out of nowhere, keeping in touch with friends and stuff like that. Oh, but I is a bloated puppy, as you can tell by that picture. I tried to get on my horse. My horse died. My horse saw me coming across the pen and had a stroke. It died right there. Had a nice Easter, but sick before Easter, still trying to get rid of it. Oh, Kristen, tell me about it, dear. Tell me about it. I had what we could only figure out is pneumonia for what, 2.5 weeks. I was fighting it. All I wanted to do was sleep. I couldn't keep my nose from running and stuff. I was coughing and hacking all night long, and I just couldn't sleep. And then when it all ended, it moved into back pain, and then it moved into my hip and my right hip and thigh, and I'm finally over it. Finally over it. But we've had quite a few other friends. It's we're officially calling it the creeping crud this year. Because, Friday night we were supposed to have Jared King and Queen Laura on here. Queen Laura had it. So poor Jared had to come on here and do the show all by himself with me. And I don't wish it on anybody, that's for sure. I know there was a few days there that I was praying just to go. I keep joking and teasing. I died twice back in 2016. I'm in no hurry to do it again. Please God take me. There is too much suffering going along with this. Oh, but anyway, like I said, it is the 10th of April. Dingus Day for all of you with any Polish descent. Of course, you know our last measurable Polish blood uh, passed away on the 25th of January. We always made it a point to go out and get dingus sausage and cooked cabbage and everything for Grandma on Dingus Day. And it's a 45-minute trip to the nearest store that sells dingus sausage, so the wife didn't even attempt to do it this year. So it's hard telling. She has to work one of those buggered up shifts tonight. She's got to go back up to the casino that's an hour north of us, and she has to work from 11:30 to 7:30. So she's going to be working 5.5 hours longer than normal, or 5.5 hours later than normal. So it's going to be a early snoozy time for me tonight, so I can make sure to get up and get that little turd out of bed so she can get off to school in the morning. But morning, Jan. Good to see you. Hope you're doing good this morning. Did your Easter chickies produce lots of nice fresh white Easter eggs for you yesterday? With this pretty warm weather we're having right now. Good morning, Derek. Good to see you, bud. No, just 4 brown eggs. I like the brown eggs more than the white ones anyway. You know, the wife went out and she went out and got everything a couple of days ahead of time that we were supposed to cook, and of course everybody that came brought food yesterday. But she actually splurged and bought 2.5 dozen eggs and only paid $7.99 for it, or $7.89 for it, for 2.5 dozen. So double what it was this time last year, but still not a bad price compared to what it's been for the last 3-4 months. I'm just at the gym about to spar in the ring with my buddy. Well, just remember, you know, lay down your guard a couple of times, make him feel like he's doing a good job, let him get a couple of licks in. It's always a way to guarantee that your sparring buddy don't get fed up getting his butt handed to him and just quits on you. So let him get a couple of licks in on you, but build up his confidence. Now, I wish they sold 2.5 dozen brown eggs. 'Cause I'd be eating eggs every day they done that. I just like brown eggs more. I don't know what it is. I mean, do I ever see a dozen eggs getting back down to 99 cents? Nope. Do I see a dozen eggs getting back down to $1.50? Nope. But like I said, much cheaper than they have been for the last 6 months. What came first, the egg or the chicken? Well, the rooster. The rooster came first. Then the chicken laid the egg. Then the baby chicken came. That is an age-old question, man. And you know, I wish I had the answer to that. It's like, how can you get a chicken without an egg? How can you get an egg without chicken? Brenna, Good morning, beautiful. Hope you're doing well. Message me after the stream. Had a busy day yesterday. Always an adventure in the Tyler household, especially when you involve a giant rabbit dropping off candy and eggs to awesome little kids that have been really, really good and deserve it. Believe it or not, guys, believe it or not, Brenna went out the other night with some friends of hers from work. Well, we'll call them coworkers. Can you actually have any friends from work? She went out with coworkers. Tyler stayed home and babysitted his kids and her kids. He survived the night, did not get tied up to a chair, did not get set on fire, nothing. It was an actual good evening. She told me day after she went out, she said when she got home, the kids were in bed asleep. He was alive. Nothing was broken. Which amazes me because Tyler's just a big kid himself. So, why there wasn't Hot Wheels tracks up all over the house and, weird things hanging from the ceiling. And I don't get it, but I don't know. What does a rooster say? Any cockle. No, that's what the chicken says. That's what the chicken. If the rooster says that, the rooster needs to come out the closet and just be honest about his orientation. Oh man, I woke up. Well, number one, I think green bean casserole is the work of the devil. I'm honestly here to tell you, I had three nice helpings of green bean casserole yesterday. I was puffed out like a puffer fish when I finally laid down last night, and I could not go to sleep. It took me over an hour to find a comfortable spot to go to sleep in. And then I woke up when the wife got home 2 hours later. Well, no. So I laid down at midnight, got up or finally dozed off at 1. So an hour and a half later when she got home, I woke up long enough to say hi, then tossed and turned and tossed some more. And I flipped over and I laid at the foot of the bed and I laid on my pillows. And I finally got down on the side of the bed on my knee pillows and just laid my upper half on my pillow and finally got up at 3:30. So I've been in here already for about 5 hours, and I'm starting to work on the next video to come out the 25th of this month. It's actually I kind of slipped it to Christine earlier when we were chatting there in Australia that this is about an Australian ghost story. It's called The Ghost of Goulburn Courthouse in New South Wales. It is the first man in New South Wales, Australia, to ever be hung by a rope. They always hung him by a giblet prior to his hanging. So that's going to be pretty interesting. Well, let me see here. Yes, he did great. He does great with all the kids. That's because he is a kid. You need to have somebody that thinks like a child babysit your children because he can always find things to keep them interested in, keep them having fun, stuff like that. So One of the reasons I love the jerk so much is, even when I get mad at him, I still love the turd because he's just a big kid. He's so much fun to be around. Needless to say, when I get angry with him, it lasts about that long. Chicken from hell. Dinosaur once roamed North America. It stood 11.5 feet tall and tipped the scales perhaps 500 pounds. See, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that the first chicken was just a natural mutation. You had some kind of Chickensaurus rex that was running around, and it had sex with another Chickensaurus rex that had sex with a monkey squirrel frog. And then, you have the modern chicken. So, I mean, that's all I can think of is just natural mutation. So, which came first, the chicken or the egg? The Chickensaurus monkey squirrel frog rex came first. Am I a paleontologist? I don't know the names of these damn things. I'm just making it up as I go. I'll be honest with you about it. Oh, this coffee's good this morning. This stuff is amazing. Whew. All birds came from raptors or raptor family members. Most definitely correct there, Chris. Most definitely. Welcome, welcome, bub. But then again, what they've learned about dinosaurs through paleontology and everything over the last century was that a lot of the species, um, they had hollow bones like birds or very porous bones. So their skeletal structure was actually not as heavy as people initially thought it was. So, where um, for years people thought that dinosaurs were the ancestors to modern reptiles, we come to find out that a lot of the species of dinosaurs were actually the ancestors to modern birds. Not just the raptors, but the two-leggeds. A lot of them were the ancestors to modern birds today. So I always thought that was very fascinating. Which I was a huge dinosaur paleontology fan when I was much younger. I always thought I'd go into paleontology or something, but ah, history kind of got my interest, and I stuck with it. They plan on reverse engineering turkeys to make dinos. Most turkeys even have small residual tail left from those days. I heard something about that here a couple years ago. They were talking about trying to reverse engineer to see what they could come up with, but I hadn't heard anything else about it, so I didn't know if they attempted it and came out with some kind of turkey thing, or little whatever, ran around and ate a couple of scientists in the lab, or then they killed it or what. But kind of, I don't know if you guys ever seen that Tim Allen movie where he was um, him and Sigourney Weaver and several others were Galaxy Quest, where they transported that weird monster he was fighting. They used the transporter to transport it to the ship, and it like appeared on the transporter pad wrong side out, was kicking and screaming and exploded. I figured that's what reverse engineering is probably going to be like the first couple times we try it. Something's going to come out of come out of the test tube and grow up wrong side out or something. Mammoth cloning has taken priority. Let's hit it with a rock. Yeah, exactly. Oh, goodness gracious. Please hold. There's Dan. I seen Turkey Source. That sounds like something Tony would say. I didn't even look at the name. Hey, Danny. Good to see you, bud. Hope you're feeling better. Man, I'll tell you what, guys. Danny is my mentor. Danny is my elder. I would step in front of a bullet for Dan Holdroyd. I mean, there's just you all know that. I'd step in front of a bullet for any of you, but I would dive in front of a bullet for Danny. And Easter, yesterday morning, this poor man steps out on his back porch, and his dog seen a bird and took off and hit Dan and turned Dan into a bird. Dan flew off the back porch. He has buggered up his hip, his thigh, everything. I am sure he is purple right now and hurting like a biatch. That's why I have cats. They can't knock me off my feet. Only I can trip over them. Whew, I can hardly walk. Go figure. That was Weaver's line after the inside out creature showed up. Been sick all weekend. Spent it watching Star Wars Celebration live in London. Oh no, I was telling Steph yesterday when I found out about it, Danny, and Steph's son said, "My God, what kind of a dog does he have?" I said, Danny's not a small guy, and he's really, really tough. And he's been going to the gym, which is making him just a little bit healthier and stronger than he was before. I said, I don't think he owns a Cane Corso, but if this thing's going to take off and send Danny airborne, it has to. It's no Poodleranian or some teeny tiny little ankle biter breed. This thing's got to have some meat to it. I said, Danny's tough as nails. I think you could hit him with a car and not phase him at times, but this frickin' dog saw a bird and turned Danny into a bird, and I I don't know. I'm back. Had to fix my dog's food. We got a rescue dog last year, October 17th. She's a terrier mix, and we know she has Jack Russell in her. Very cool. Very cool. I'm 100%. I'm 125% into the whole rescue animal thing. You know, that's how we got our Ralphie. He was a rescue, and then all the other cats have all been ferals that we adopted, and well, we didn't technically adopt them. Georgie, we did. She was a kitten with a bad hip, and we brought her home and took care of her, and now she's little Miss Prissy. And then the two kittens we got were our neighbors that their cat had, and they were out here on the back porch when things got really cold this winter, and brought them in the house, and now they're inside, outside, 50-50%, and getting big and healthy and strong. And so yeah, I'm all about the rescue animal thing. I won't go out and buy an animal. There's too many little animals out there that need help. Ferris the fam. Good morning. I'm guessing it's probably Trina unless Kyle actually got the day off today. Then again, it could be both of them. Who knows? Aunt has one of those Central Asian Shepherd, almost 4 feet tall. Oh, nice. Okay, but trying to get rid of what I have right now. My dog is a lab boxer. Okay, yep, got some meat to it. 6 months old, already 80 pounds. Built like a brick tank. Very strong. Just caught me off guard. Both. It's our 8-year anniversary. You guys don't look old enough to be married for 8 years. Christ, both of you look like you're barely in your damn 20s. Shit. Now I'm angry because you guys now have some kind of a secret to life to stay in looking young. Jeez. Happy anniversary, guys. Happy 8 years. Wow. Pyramids were the tallest structure for over 3,800 years. Kind of strange, isn't it? Very strange. Anytime, Danny, anytime. It ain't no big secret. You're my pal, bud. Oh God, I wish I could get my back to pop. Things would be so much nicer. Oh, let me see here. Digging the outfit this morning. This was a throw together, guys. I'll be honest with you. Sleeping, or I should say not sleeping, the way I did last night, I didn't feel like doing squat this morning. Matter of fact, I damn near didn't even do the stream because I mean, I've been sitting here for over 5 hours doing this. But after 6 cups of coffee, Papa Bear's doing just fine now. Oh, man. Yep, I know, Dan. Oh, that's one thing I can always count on. You're close by. If I'm ever seriously in need or I need help, I know who to call. Ghostbuster joke intended. The Lincoln Cathedral, built in 1311, was the next tallest. There you go. That's cool. I did not know that. Oh, I don't know if you guys heard or not, but the Notre Dame Cathedral reconstruction is coming along very, very nicely. They're actually in the process now of constructing the new spire. They are attempting to keep her looking just as she's looked for the last 500 years. So, hopefully, I believe they said they were shooting for the end of the year 2023, but it may be as late as spring 2024. They want to resecure her and make sure that she stays just as beautiful as she has been for the last half a millennium. So, but the whole world has jumped in to help France, to help Paris, um, get her rebuilt and get her looking pretty and stuff like that again. So, I mean, it is the most highly visited church in the entire world. So, growing up in the masonry business, I always wanted to work on a cathedral. That would be kind of cool. That would be kind of cool. Especially one that I know is going to be there, you know, 20 or 30 generations after I leave this earth behind. Coffee and titty, titty, um, titty. Anything that even resembles a titty. I have nothing that even resembles a titty. I had a titty tat in here earlier, but that was about it. Good morning, Shane. Good to see you, bud. Hope you're doing well. Hope Amelia's doing well. I use the term loosely. The gentleman part. What am I supposed to do? I keep no titties around. But like I said, I had a titty tat that came running in here earlier the second that Mommy came in to tell me something she just saw on TV. So, blah, 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 blah. That's some good coffee this morning. I can show my titties. Not on here because I don't have it set up to bring people up. But if I did, I would take you up on that offer. Um, just so, I mean, here. There you go. There's some titties. Not the most impressive ones. I mean, we're definitely not doing the Dolly Parton thing today, but I mean, you know. I'm good. I'll get them later from Mama Cat when she gets home. There you go. There you go. That's one way to look at it. There you go. That's all I have. Hey, Cheryl. Happy day after Easter. You know, I used to say all the time, at what point did I lose control? And you guys have all taught me that I never honestly have control. Control is an illusion. So I just sit back and enjoy the ride right along with the rest of you guys. Especially with crazy people in here like we have. I mean, it just makes it all that much more fun, don't it? Better than going to some stream and just sitting back and listening to the guy putting on the stream doing all the talking. When you got crazy fun people like y'all in here, it just makes it so much more entertaining. Danny, while you're in here, bud, what evening were you thinking about going live, or were you wanting to do it next week, not this week? Mine are bigger. Because I went on and set up a stream for Wednesday night, and after I set the stream up for Wednesday night, I thought, well, crap, maybe I need to get a hold of Danny and find out what night it was he was talking about going live again. And see, that's the way it should be, Jim. That's the way it should be. If you can't go to work And you know, I've had this adage forever. If I can't go one day and make someone smile or laugh, then I feel like my day was a failure, and it's time just to go back to bed, pull the covers over my head, and Tuesday night at 8, so tomorrow night. Okay, I got you. I got you. Um, this Wednesday night, guys, we're going to try something a little different. I'm going to try to adopt a little bit of Queen Laura's tricks, um, and try some new games and stuff like that on here. See if we can kind of pick up the participation a little bit. You know, have a little bit more fun. Not just trivia, but something else. Who knows? I may come up with some kind of Mad Lib game or something like that where, you know, everybody can participate and have fun and stuff. But Wednesday night's going to be a test run. We're going to see how it works. That's the way. I dated a girl, 44J. There's a point at 44J. Wow. Now, see, I knew a girl one time. She was a professional entertainer. She actually traveled the world. Her name was Europe Deshawn, and she was a 55 triple F. I mean, these things were literally bigger than your head, and she would travel all around the world, going to different clubs, and she had a cameraman that followed her with a Instamatic camera, a little Polaroid Instamatic deal, and she would come up behind you and lay them on your shoulders, and he would stand in front of you and take a picture. And I mean, they were literally bigger than your head. That just gets in the way. Let me see here. Let me see here. Let me see here. Mr. Wookie, good morning, sir. I hope you and KG are having fun, her being back up in Indiana with you and stuff. Getting ready to take KG home. Well, that answered that question. It was fun up until now. And this is twice that she's been up here and I've not seen y'all. Shame. Shame. After time, big boobs become waist. After a time, big boobs become a scarf. What are you talking about? You just pick them up, throw them over your shoulder. They keep your neck warm. I'll pass me to. I'll see some sizes. I'm not picky. My dad used to tell me all the time. My dad used to tell me all the time that more than a handful is a waste. And I would look at my dad and I would say something to the effect of, and this coming from a man who married a woman who had less than a handful. I said, more than a handful is an adventure in the waiting. Waist as in sagging to the waist, hence the spelling. Or you can tuck them in your belt. That's true. That's true. I refuse to say anything about your wife's boobies. That's just the way I am. I will talk. I am just like any other guy. I will proudly sit and talk about a breast, but I will not talk about another a woman's breast. Anyways, coffee and chat. So, Danny, who's going to be our guest tomorrow night on Unrestricted Paranormal Podcast? Hmm. About to go get some coffee now. Make that man get his butt out of bed and make you some coffee, girl. Go out and spend your hard-earned money on some preservative BS coffee from in a jar. Go make that man get his ass out of bed and make you some fresh coffee. Just us talking the paranormal. It's getting to be that season again. That's a perfect subject. That's a perfect subject. Of course, 2 weeks ago, guys, 8 days ago, just over a week ago, Tommy released um, his highlight reel of his last year's investigations and stuff. Just a couple days later, which I was already working on mine. I told him during his live stream. Sorry, bud. I'm working on one too. Just a couple days later, I released mine. Um, we will be going out a week from today to our first investigation of 2023. Mark's already got it up and running, and we are going to an old ass cemetery. Of course, you guys are all familiar with Sumnerville, Michigan. I've mentioned OTI's, Old Tavern Inn, many, many times. Been in operation on the same foundation since 1835, and still going strong. So started off as a one-room cabin. Then they made a more modern inn out of it and encased the cabin inside the modern walls. Put a drop ceiling in. If you pull the panels off the drop ceiling, the steel cables still run that held everything tight and together. And then later on built the top story to it where the current owners live at. So very interesting. Santee. Good morning, you ornery, no good, mule skinning, card cheating, whiskey swilling, cigar smoking son of a buck, you. Hope you're doing good. Hope you guys are getting some nice weather down there in Arizona. It's pretty up here. We were in the 70s yesterday. We're supposed to be in the 70s again today. Let me see if I can pull this thing down, get rid of some of this crap up here. Swoosh, swoosh, swoosh. Oh, nope. 68 today. 68 for a high today. Gun Barrel Coffee. I'm still waiting for some Gun Barrel Coffee. Just to give it a try. I've got that amazingly wonderful Jan who makes sure that I've got all kinds of Black Rifle up here. Every 6 weeks or so, she sends me 5 new bags of coffee. All new flavors I've never tried. They have a buttload of flavors. I'm waiting to rip into this Blackbeard's Delight. That just seems like it's going to be a awful mighty coffee. Dark roast. Going to be good. Thank you very much, Santee. I'm looking forward to it. I am looking forward to the new investigation season. Well, let's see here. He's out of bed and made coffee. I just haven't gotten up to get any yet. Been up off and on all night. One of the kids got sick last night. I was on the verge of it. Too much Easter celebration yesterday. Deviled eggs and green bean casserole and sweet taters and like I said, the wife ran across one of our family members, the Southern Clairvoyant. She done crock pot, old fashioned crock pot Southern barbecue chicken. So, the wife watched the video and watched it again, decided that was going to be our contribution to Easter dinner. It was good. It was really good. But yeah, I ate so much green bean casserole yesterday, I damn near popped because we made a big pan of it. And then one of the mother-in-law's friends that lives out there at the retirement community with her, she brought over a big pan of it. We're going to be in the 90s. Nice. Ain't made it to 70 here yet. Oh, we haven't either. I think it was 47 degrees when I took the trash down to the curb this morning. But wow, very nice. Where you said was once under a mile of ice. Yep, now that I do know. I'll get you some gun barrels soon. Oh, I know you will. I just like teasing you about it. Jan, can you get a hold of your guy that does your does the stickers and business cards and stuff, and find out what new business cards in the design that I sent you to look at? Could you find out what they would charge me for 500 business cards? Well, is the 500 of the old design that I ordered last year? I think I might have 20 of them left. But yeah, if you could find out, because I need to get new business cards anyway. So if you could find out, I'd much rather deal with somebody that's already known and respected in our community. But if you could find out for me, I would really appreciate it. Probably run me about $150 for 500 business cards. Yeah, I might continue to use Vistaprint. 500 business cards for $20. I think I might continue to use Vistaprint. Ouch. Let's go pan for gold. Well, one of the things I got planned out today, which I'm kind of funny you mentioned the panning for gold thing. I'm actually going to break out the metal detector that the wife got me for Christmas 2 years ago. Not a very expensive piece. It's just a Nat Geo metal detector, but I mean, it don't have the wand or anything with it, which I need to still try to get my hands on. But I'm going to break it out today and test it, because I think this summer we're going to try to do some metal detecting. We're going to get out to some of the old homesteads in the county and see what we can find. You're talking 1830s, roundabout when this area was founded, 1820s, 1830s. So we'll make it out to some of those homesteads this summer. We'll see what we can find. Do a little metal detecting for the first time. Let's talk on that. I got a guy, stickers and cards. And I wish I'd checked with you before I ordered. Yeah, Vistaprint. They charge. I think after tax, it comes out to like $25 for 500 business cards. So you design them yourself online. So any mistakes that are made is entirely your fault. It really does, Santi, and I've been anxious to get this thing out, but I'm gonna test it out here in the front yard since warm weather's here. When I was tearing down the wigwam last year out front, um, when I pulled one of the rounded um, pieces out by the tree out front, I unearthed a broken jar or parts of a broken jar, and it was starting to get a little chilly at that time, so I never had a chance to actually get out and dig around the root system of that tree. But Grandpa planted these pine trees out front 17 years ago, and they were just pine trees at that time. Now they're 70 feet tall. But I'm going to take the metal detector out there. I'm going to see why there was a jar buried amongst the root system of that little pine tree. See if maybe Grandpa had a little something hid away out there. I just really honestly hope it wasn't rolls of paper money. Because after 17 years in the ground, I'm sure there's probably not much of it left. You printed your business cards at the library. Now, see, our library's got a wonderful computer system and a printer, but they don't have any card stock, which means I have to, go out and buy that cheapy paper card stock at Walmart and take it in there. I like the glossy, professional looking prints that I get from Vistaprint. Um, that's the reason I've gone with them. I've gone with them since I started the original channel and always been happy with Vistaprint. But yeah, if I could print professional looking business cards at our library, that's where I'd go. I mean, it's cheap enough. My God, you get 8 business cards to a sheet, or either 8 or 10 business cards to a sheet, and each sheet only costs 10 cents to print. So there's your best deal right there. Well, again, like I mentioned at the very beginning of the live stream, happy Dingus Day to anybody out there of Polish descent. Um, Sadly, Grandma was the last one in the household that had any very strong Polish descent in her, Polish blood. We always went out and got dingus sausage and cabbage and potatoes and stuff. And I would always make her a dingus day meal. And since she's gone, hard telling. Yeah, I can tell you right now, we're going to have leftover green bean casserole for dinner tonight. I don't know what kind of meat we're going to have, but we're going to have leftover green bean casserole. Well, we could keep up the tradition, Jam, but it's 45 minutes to the nearest store that carries dingus sausage. And, well, needless to say, I don't think she's too awful eager to drive 90-minute round trip to get dingus sausage. Especially knowing that she has to work, instead of working 5 or 6 o'clock till 2 o'clock tonight, she has to work 11:30 to 7:30. So, yeah, I don't think she's too awful eager in driving anywhere till she's got to make that almost hour drive to Hartford tonight. It's been a bit. Get off there. It's been a bit, but wanted to show love and support. Thank you, Ajot. Good to see you. It has been a while. Where you been hiding at? Where you been hiding at? How come we not see you in forever and a day? Hey, love the channel. You guys did a video in Paw Paw, Michigan at the Prospect Hill Cemetery. I live in Paw Paw. Have been up there at all hours of the day and night. What kind of equipment used? Well, hey, Thor. Good to see you. If I wish I would have known you back then, I would have called you out for that investigation. Mark didn't make it to that investigation with me, so I know we've been talking about going back to Prospect Hill again. And we just used, at that point in time, I didn't have a lot of equipment. It was mostly the cameras, K2 meter, and a few voice apps. That was basically all we used at that time. But yeah, now that we have equipment, Mark's got some professional equipment he picked up last year. We are definitely talking about going back to Prospect Hill. So keep an eye on the community tab, because I will be letting people know where our investigations are going to be, our upcoming investigations, and get a hold of me. Let me know, and we'll have you come out for that one. Let me see here. Hey, from the UK. Welcome, Lisa. Good to see you, dear. Hope you're doing well. Before out goes the eye doctor. The doctor asked if he could read the bottom line of the eye chart, which showed CZYNQWSKI. To which the Pollock responded, "Yeah, I know the guy." Um, that's good. We did a video there too. Oh yeah, that was actually it's really funny Thor mentioned that one, because when the mother-in-law was here yesterday, I I brought that up to her friends, and that was the one I took her on. She'd already had a few beers before we went, and of course she had a real bad case of Bagginsitis at that investigation. She is a huge Ghost Adventures fan, and we're sitting there on the hillside filming up towards where the lookout tower used to be, and she kept seeing a dark shadow peeking out around a monument, and she said, "I'm going to go up that hill and I'm going to see what it is." And she went charging up that hill like gangbusters. Got about 10 foot from it, and all of a sudden you heard, "Nope, nope, F, 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 nope, nope, F this, F this, F this." And she come right down by us and headed straight for the car. She goes, "Nope, that thing looked out at me. I was right there. It peeked around. It was darker than everything around it. Nope, F this, F this, F this." So, doggone, these things keep sneaking in on me. Get off my screen. Oh, that's from Tony Lee. I can't get that off the screen. Welcome to the channel. Please hit the like button. Yeah, most definitely for all of our new members. You know, for all of our new family members. I just put a post up this morning thanking all the new family members for coming in, welcoming everybody. You know, we have been just here in the last couple days just blowing up again. You know, we are only like 50, what are we at now? It says 9:45. We are 55 members away from, you know, hitting that 1,000 mark. And yesterday we got like eight or nine new members. We've got 2 or 3 new members this morning already. So, you know, a huge welcome and much love to all the new members of the family. It's you guys that make this channel what it is. I do what I do for y'all. So, been in my corner. Should visit sometime. Better keep up the great work. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. And who knows? I may, you know, once this channel blows up and the donations start coming in on a regular basis and stuff like that, where I can afford to travel a little bit and visit more of you and do investigations or do history videos from your areas, that's the plan. That's the plan. But then again, you know, my wife, oh, you're leaving? Oh, you're going to be gone 3 or 4 days? Have fun. Need help packing? So, I'd love to be a part of that. No, you will, Thor. You will. We'll get to it. Hopefully this summer we'll get to it. Shared you out, Swedes. Let's get you to 1,000. That's what we're shooting for, love. That's what we're shooting for. Brian, good to see you. Stop in and say hi. She was going to cut off my eyelashes. Well, that's nice. Thank you so much. We're on our way to 1,000. Yes, we are. Good morning, Masha. Good to see you. Hope things are nice up there in the Great White North. Hope you're getting your good temperatures and stuff like we are down here in the crotch of the Great Lakes. You know, I think we hit 72 yesterday. We're supposed to be, I just checked a few minutes ago, we're supposed to be 68 today. No icky nothing in the forecast for the next week. Sunny day. Good. Yeah, our sun's already out. I'm waiting for it to clear these trees and start coming through that blind right there, and you'll just see it on the side of my face. So it's already pretty out. I took the trash down to the curb earlier for the refuse guy, and I couldn't believe how pretty it was. Another what? Probably probably 2 weeks. I'll be able to start streaming from the back deck a little bit once in a while. Of course, next month I have got the Niles Michigan Ren Fair that I do security for every year. You guys know I'll have everything out there. I'll be streaming from camp on that Friday night, doing a video of everything going on. Of course, Cobus cohorts and Swords of Valor will be out there doing their live steel fighting and everything. It's going to be even bigger this year than it's been in the past. So there's going to be a lot to see this year. You've got a day here in upstate Western New York. It only hit 52 yesterday. Going to be 63-ish today. Very cool. Very cool. Upstate New York. Anywhere nearby the Susquehannas? We're supposed to have sunshine all week. Be nice for a change. Yeah, tell me about it. Hope you all have a great day. Much love. I'm up, limping, slowly moving. I think today is studio work day. No walking. I think that's probably a good idea, Dan. I think that's probably a real good idea. Just relax. Get that bruising down on your hip and your leg and stuff. Get yourself back to moving right. It's going to be a busy summer. Busy, busy, busy. Between coming out and hanging with our crew and doing the work with Southern Michigan Paranormals and all the Ghostbuster stuff, it's gonna be a fun summer. I'm looking forward to it. I'm in Rochester, smack dab in the middle between Buffalo and Syracuse, basically dead center of the southern border of Lake Ontario. Well, see, quite a few generations ago when my family first came to this country, we were part of the Confederacy, the Iroquois Confederacy, even though I had family in the Confederacy 1860s. Well, one member that we know of. And he couldn't stay south. He hooked up with Morgan's Raiders and came back up into Kentucky and Indiana and Ohio. But yeah, my family, we have Mohawk blood in us. Just a drop or two now. But yeah, we're part of the Iroquois Confederacy. Up there in upstate New York. You bloody little thing. Slide off there. Ornery cuss. Slide off there. Who knows? 300 years ago, I might have, or some ancestor of mine may have been right there in your area, Brian. We had family members involved in the French and Indian War. So, yeah, there's every possibility in the world that I had ancestors right there in your area. I just hope that I can open the overhead door today. I got a feeling it's going to be really pretty out there, man. I got a feeling where you live at out there in Illinois. I got a feeling it's going to be real pretty. Probably probably real close to what we're going to have here. You know, high 60s. Oh, goodness gracious sakes. So, what do you guys got planned this week? Weather's going to be real nice. It's going to be pretty. There you go, calling for 72. I think that is open overhead garage door weather right there, bud. I'm originally from parents came over from Ireland in the early 1900s. My grandfather was part of the Irish rush of workers that built New York City. Very interesting. Where whereabouts in Ireland is your family from, Brian? My my dad's grandmother was she was a Mahoney from County Cork, and my dad's grandfather was, well, no, I take that back. My dad's grandfather was a Mahoney from County Cork. My dad's grandmother was a McGraw from Ireland or from Scotland. Gen X, welcome, welcome. Found my way here from AJOT's recommendation. AJOT's is working overtime this morning. She's got all kinds of nice new faces in here. Thank you very much for coming in and joining us, and welcome to the family. You know, we have a common saying around here. Once you've been here once, you're welcome back anytime. You're part of the family. I've got 2 days off during the week. We'll have to talk to them about that. Need to work 5 days so I can make the payment on the car. Oh yeah, most definitely. They lived in a small town about in Northern Ireland. Don't remember the name of the town. I got you. I got you. Okay. Very cool. I'm just waiting for this year, man. I'm just waiting. We have got, we got so much going on this year. Brand new investigations. Of course, you know we're trying to wrangle up brand new equipment. Um, everything we have in our briefcase is used. You know, we want to get some brand new equipment. Want to get a we want to get a brand new or get a spirit box. Um, you know, few new pieces. Maybe an EM pump. Of course, you know we have the historical reenactments. I will be debuting Buffalo Bill Cody this year as a new persona. You know, hence why I cut off the beard and I'm training the curl on the mustache. I will be debuting Buffalo Bill Cody this year. I still need to get a couple of pieces for the costume, so I actually look like Buffalo Bill and not some old mule skinner wearing whatever I got laying around. Um, do videos. Working on one right now from Australia. The very first man hung by a rope. He was before that they were always hung by a giblet. This is the first man. It is the ghost. Let me get this name right because I keep messing it up. The ghost of Goulburn Courthouse in New South Wales. Thomas Whitten. The circle is just the most ridiculous shape in the world. There's absolutely no point to it. Ah, that's good. I plan on finishing reinforcing my new anvil stand, taking it outside, pulling my forge out and hammering on some glowing hot steel till my arm gives out, if my foot will let me. So what kind of stuff do you smith, Brian? I think Jay is going to try to do the Santa thing this year for extra money. Always nice. Always a great way to make money. And he has that Santa personality. Good morning, Yo-Yo Head. What is up, Ian? What is up, bud? Hope you're doing well. I make high quality blades to sell and other fab work someone hires me to do. Very cool. Very cool. I've been trying to hook up with a bladesmith for ever since I had the old channel. Being a reenactor and stuff like that, I always have access to a lot of people looking for decent blades. Of course, me personally doing the Bill Cody thing. I'm always looking for a nice stag-handled blade. I love the big blades. The big Bowie style 14, 16-inch long blade with a nice big thick stag handle on it with a pretty curl to it. Maybe a brass guard, something like that. But yeah, I've been trying to hook up. I've tried multiple bladesmiths for sponsorship, and even possibly working some kind of a deal out with them, selling their blades at different reenactments and stuff. I mean, I'll be honest with you. 8 years ago, I started going out and buying just these crappy blades on eBay. And, I might pay $20 for a blade, sell it for 40 or 50 bucks, and people were ripping the money out of their wallet. They were fighting over some of these knives. If I can get some good quality knives out there, me and the bladesmith could both make some serious money at these events. I found some Ghostbuster comic books. That's very cool. Very cool. I'm all about the Ghostbuster thing. Got my jumpsuit hanging right back there on the rack with all the rest of my clothes that I do for different events and stuff. And of course, I hooked up with Danny and the Kalamazoo Ghostbusters. Danny also started the Great Lakes Ghostbuster Coalition. And we go and do premieres at movie theaters, children's hospitals, stuff like that. Of course, you guys that have been with me for a while, you know that I sat here in my floor last year And I built my own proton pack um, out of cardboard and black duct tape and a bunch of computer wires and a few different battery powered lights and stuff like that, just to go do that deal at the Morris Performing Arts Center in South Bend. So I also make gadgets for fun. I have ghost hunters want me to make them stuff before, but when it came down to it, they didn't have the money. I'm too poor to do sponsorships or anything like that. The blades I make are all high quality steel, handmade, many hours of work. A good knife. A good knife is not easy to make. Uh, yeah. And a good knife should not be cheap. That's for sure. My hat is off to those who can stand to a forge. Amen to that. Definitely so. I couldn't do it. I've always wanted to. But as every blacksmith I've ever talked to has told me, making lantern hooks and shepherd hooks and things like that is one thing. Sitting down and forging and quenching a nice piece of steel and making a knife or a tomahawk head or something like that that's not going to break in time, it's hard. So definitely my hat is off to Brian being able to stand out there and swing a hammer all day long. Good morning, Robert. Good to see you, bud. Hope you're doing well today. Hope you had a nice weekend. I have done some of it, and it's hard, hot work. Yep. Yep. There's big money in the reenactment field for a good blacksmith. Not just in knives, but, tent stakes, lantern hooks. Um, a lot of us that do American Revolution or French and Indian War, we have our ridge pole that runs off the front of our tent that, they call a dining fly. And they've got these little pieces that come out about yay far, then they come down and they have hooks on them that you can put on that ridge pole to hang your guns up so they're out of the reach of kids or anybody else that walks into your camp. Between those, some of us have been lucky enough to find uh, the drive spikes to hang coats and stuff on. It comes out to a point. They might put a little twisty twirl on it, then it comes down and forms a hook. You just drive it into your tent, into your uprights on your tent. Hang your coats and stuff up on it. So always money to be made around these parts when it comes to blacksmithing. I've been fighting a bad infection in my foot for just about 10 months now. It's frustrating because it's kept me from my forge oh man, God, that sucks. God, I feel sorry for you, man. Being kept back or held back from the things you love to do. Jeez, especially for something like an infection. You need to get ready for the day. Have a good one. Happy to found your channel. Happy to have you here, Gen X. Happy to have you here. And like I said earlier, you're part of the family now. Come in anytime. Anytime. That has $100,000 worth of power tools. They make things faster, sell cheaper. Not around here, bud. Not around here. I've talked to one of the biggest smiths in our area. They must do 70 events a year between gun and knife shows and living history events and stuff like that. And nice knives, decent knives. Um, I've seen them run 400 or 500 bucks. Polished high carbon steel with a stag handle or something like that with polished brass guards and pommels and stuff on the shit. Yeah. Little guys like me can't be affording no $400 or $500 knives. Not if I want to stay married. A buddy of mine who does smith work told me his biggest request by far is strap hinges. Makes sense. All right, Jan. You have a good day at work, and I know you're going to have fun. You always do. But you have yourself a good day at work. We'll talk to you later, sweetie. He did do smithing at New Salem State Park, so that kind of explains it. But there are a lot of doors and gates there. I've sold blades for $300 to $1,500, but it also can take 4 to 6 weeks or more for one blade. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, most definitely. Most definitely. You know, I don't know if you guys I don't know if any of you watch the Stagma brothers on YouTube from Baltimore Knife and Steel. Um, I've watched them for years on YouTube, and you know how in the name how in the name of God they can fit days of work into a half-hour video and make it make any sense whatsoever is beyond me. Um, as a matter of fact, I just watched a video of theirs they done a couple years ago where they made Aragorn's sword from Lord of the Rings, and they were talking about days of filing and cutting the blood groove and shaping and pounding and power hammering and 3 or 4 guys working with sledges to roll and fold the billet and pound it out and fold it again and pound it out and fold it again and pound it out. Not me. I don't have that much patience. The last knife I made out of a lawnmower blade. I mean, y'all know that's a good hard piece of steel right there. I've told my older family members here on the channel about it, but I went through 2 grinding wheels and God knows how many blades, cutting the tang and stuff into that lawnmower blade, reshaping it, cutting it, and I wrapped the handle with pigskin, and I carried that knife around with me for 7 years. I used it to cut kindling wood with the back of my axe head. I just drive the knife right down through a log and split it. I did everything with it, but I kept a good edge on that knife. Let's see here. Who else popped in? Super Jamming Bros. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well this morning. Talk like Ian. Why would I want to talk like Ian? I like Ian. Ian's my buddy. I used to work with Ian. I worked with Ian. I worked with Ian 4 years ago, 5 years ago. That's how I met Ian. And he's even come out and done a couple investigations with us there in Niles, Michigan. A good pattern welded sword with scabbard can take 18 months depending on how elaborate you want it. Oh yeah, believe me. Need a breath, like a voice impersonation. I know, at the pizza place with your wife. Well, it was my wife's best friend that managed it. Um, but yeah, I worked with Ian there with my wife's best friend. She's now a district manager, so she's moving up in the world. Remember when your tent was soaked? Oh yeah, oh yeah. I've had quite a few, and see that's what I'm working on right now. Is I've got the Niles Ren Fair coming up next month, and I need to get a new tent before then. The old tent that I've had is dry rotted and everything else. So I'm looking to build a new tent in the next month and a half, month and a quarter. Lawnmower blades are an okay steel. It's not bad by any means. It's the same steel as leaf springs. Yeah, 5160. 10 series like a 1065, properly quenched is strong. Remember the tent leaked when you saw Ian? Yeah, that was last year. That was last year. I had the big tent set up, and Ian basically slept in my storage area, and that was thin, crappy canvas. It had not even been waterproofed, and yeah, it got wet. It got wet. I refuse to use old steel for customer blades unless they're explicitly requested. You never know what old steel has been through, what may be wrong with it. Yeah, I understand that. You are you. Was Ian annoying at the fair? No, no, but you got to figure, I've been doing living history for 32 years. May this year is 33 years I've been doing living history. I have dealt with some annoying people. Um, I have dealt with some very annoying people. I have dealt with education days when I have 1,000 kids running around, um, stuff like that. And Ian, there's a difference between being annoying and being excited. And Ian is always excited at the Ren Fair, and you know, I always look forward to seeing Ian. I always look forward to spending time with him. Same as I do anybody when I find out they're going to come to visit me and hang out and stuff like that, and take time out of their own lives to spend time with me doing something I enjoy doing. Um, but no, no, I wasn't annoyed at all. I wasn't annoyed at all. I think more than anything last year, it was the crappy weather and all the rain and stuff like that, um, that had me messed up more than anything. Listening and making a turkey soup. Oh, nice. Turkey soup. Ian didn't even dress up. No, you need an outfit. I'm going to make him dress up this year, though. He comes out to hang with me this year. I'm going to make him dress up in funny clothes and run around. I might even dress him up as a monk. Would you let him sleep in your tent next time? If he wants to come out and stay, and my tent's big enough. But you got to realize, when I come out to do security at like the Ren Fair, I've got multiple outfits. I've got winter gear. I've got cold weather gear. I've got blankets. Um, I have auxiliary canvas and stuff like that. And that little tent I was in last year just wasn't big enough for two people. So that's the only reason he slept in the storage area. My tent's big enough, though. I used to have years ago, I had a huge, what they called a super wedge. It was 9 feet tall at the center, 12 feet long. There was room for 2 full-size cots in there and a fire in between them. I was doing that in October. Um, it snowed Friday night and Saturday. Yeah, my tent was leaking. I need a new one. It just that tent I was using just needed waterproofing, but it's dry rotted now, so there's not even any beeswaxing it or anything else. I'm afraid I set it up this year. The first good wind we get, it's just going to pull apart. It's that bad. I was just checking it out here last week, and it's in real bad shape. I have to have my sleep app. Yep, definitely need your CPAP machine. So it's pretty doubtful there's going to be any staying over at the Ren Fair thing. Bootsy, good morning. Hope you're doing well this morning. Strange Dog comic stuff is a troll. Well, see, I don't know that because Strange Dog comic stuff has been his name for months now. And besides that, to be completely honest with you, if I really wanted to find out who the real person was, I have a way of finding out that the other person would not know. So it's a nice thing about being personal friends with people. So, hey Ian, the real Ian, message me on Messenger. Just say, hi Drew. Ding.
Dude, because because I'm the will like a string dog.
Clean. Debbie. 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 You know, and it's really funny. I knew your name was Debbie, but for some reason, you've just always been Masha. Just always been Masha. Let's see, you are fluent in Taiwanese. That wasn't Ian. That's not Ian. That most definitely is Ian's voice. I talk to Ian on a regular basis. And not only that, but it popped up on Ian's chat on Messenger. It's all right. I even let trolls come in and have fun. And besides that, the way I always looked at it, and I've made other YouTubers understand, instead of getting upset at trolls, you ought to thank them. Because even if they're coming in here and they're pretending to be somebody else or whatever the case may be, it still counts as views for you. They're only helping you grow. So hey, thanks guys. Nah, let it go. We've only got 14 or what, 16 minutes left, 15 and a half minutes left. Let it go. It's all good. You guys know I'm all about promoting the love thing. I'm all about promoting happiness. Uh-oh. It's a good thing we only got about 15 minutes left because the coffee pot just ran dry. Time to make a new pot of coffee when the stream's over. Play all you want, but just so you know, and this is not in any way, shape, or form hostility or anything else, but we do have a subscribe or a family member in here um, that has I don't know what it is with her. I don't know exactly what she does for a living, but the couple times we've had trolls come in here and cause problems, she's been able to trace right back to their URL. And so I don't know what she does for a living or how she does it, but you know, I tend to have a little bit more patience with folks um, than she does. So let's just keep it down to the calm, cool, happy time, and not be doing all the bickering and stuff in here. And that's fine. That's fine. It's just a thing as far as I'm concerned. Everybody's going to have fun their own way. If you want to come in and you want to, kick back, be part of the family, and enjoy what we do, fantastic. You want to come in and you know do the troll thing and stuff like that, and it's cool. I don't I don't care. I don't care. But I consider our little area right here Switzerland. And I'm not not messing with it. Mr. McGinnis, hope you're doing well this morning, sir. Well, you shouldn't be concerned about Tony. Tony has been, a loyal member of this channel and a moderator and everything for a long time. And he's just watching out, just watching my back. We give each other a raft of hell a lot of times and sit and play back and forth ourselves, but I got no problem with Tony. How'd the considering of the message go? I'm still trying to break that thing down. I think what I'm probably just going to have to wind up doing is finding some good pictures and just building a commercial from scratch just to get all the information in there so I can use it. I looked at it a little bit yesterday morning, and it's like, my God, man, there's a lot of information here to try to fit into a little tiny commercial. But I'll be working on it today as I'm working on the video. Um, so we'll see what I can come up with for tonight. We chopped up about 14 logs Saturday for the event. I wish I could make it out to that, bud. I really wish I could. I know Mark's coming to the area next month. So if I had the money, I'd talk to him about going out with him. But, you know, grr. Have about 3,000 reenactors signed up so far. Once again, thank you for the views. I appreciate that. Thank you for the view time. Thank you for the views. You know, play your games. Play your games. Play your games, but I'm going to warn you right now. My little girl is mixed, and that word don't fly in here. So find another word to print. No, the views don't get deleted. I've already checked on that. Ain't nobody in here got time for happy horse shit. I got time. I got all kinds of time. Like I said, find another word to use. And my moderators are pretty fast. So that's why I have so many great moderators. Because my moderators are all pretty fast. Wrench power. like I said, play all you want. The really cool thing is that crappy channels don't get trolls. Only channels that are getting popular are the ones that get the trolls. So, thank you. I appreciate those pats on the back. I'm just going to kick back and watch the show. It's so much fun watching my moderators work. I don't got to do anything. I just sit here and enjoy the show. Well, the way I always looked at it, Tony, and I guess I got a unique way of looking at it because, in the last couple of years, um, I ran across a lot of channels that the trolls like to come and play in, and everybody takes it so personal and stuff like that. We do what we do because um, we want to have fun. Everybody has their own idea of fun. Some of us like to research on here. Some of us like to put up videos. Some of us like to, go in and disrupt streams. Hey, I have room. I have room in this family for all kinds of people. I have room in here for all kinds of people. So, you know, like I always said on the old channel, if you're a troll, fantastic. I got trolls that are family members in here that have flat out said if we're in a stream and somebody comes in there to cause trouble, we'll be the first ones to find out who it is. I got computer programmers in here. I've got IT specialists. I've got police officers. You wouldn't know who they are by talking to them, but that's okay. I got retired police officers. I just wish they'd find a new word to use instead of that one. Because that one there just pisses me off, especially with my little girl being who she is. We welcome trolls on the early watch. But that was Jimmy's thing. Yeah. But all right, guys, I'm gonna end the fun. It's 10 o'clock. It's time for me to be like a fat baby and head out. Time for me to be like a tree and leave. Time for me to be like a bunch of birds and get the flock out of here. So you guys all have a great day today. and Mad Max. Oh, there we go. There's a cool name. That's a great movie. That's a great series of films. But y'all take care. Have a good day. Enjoy your Easter observed holiday if you don't have to work today. If you do have to work, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But hey, y'all take care. We will see you Wednesday night on here for little fun and games. If you're not busy tomorrow night, come over and check out Unrestricted Paranormal. That's Danny's channel. I will be over there co-hosting with him and getting the podcast set up. We're going to be talking about the paranormal and our investigations coming up this year. So y'all take care. Have a great day. God bless y'all. We'll see y'all later.